Batman isn't a superhero? You serious? You you genuinely don't think Batman is a superhero? Well, for one, what the hell would even make you think that? I mean, I know in the most Neanderthal basic definition of a superhero is a hero who is super, but really? You really don't think Batman is a superhero? Let me prove you wrong. Before we get into the video, I'd like to thank today's video sponsor, you. You know, truth be told, I don't get a dime for making these videos, or at least not yet, and that's not even really the main point. I make these videos for you, for your enjoyment, your entertainment, your enlightenment, your momentary escape from the cruelty of the world. So, if you like the videos I make, thank you, genuinely. It means the universe to me. I bet you thought I was gonna say like and subscribe, didn't you? Well, I'm not, but what I will say is if you have something to say to me or if you have any thoughts about the video, please, I urge you to comment and get your thoughts out there because I read and respond to every single comment and I genuinely enjoy, conversing with you about whatever the hell comes to your mind. So again, I'd like to thank you for sponsoring this video. But with that out the way, let's get back to it. Now, I know how trivial this may be, but anytime I hear someone say Batman isn't a superhero, I always just go on Google and look up the word superhero. That's it. Just the word superhero, and you want to guess who pops up? Our one and only Cape Crusader. But beyond that, I think Batman has transcended what it means to be a superhero, and for a guy who, well, is just a guy, he's accomplished quite a lot in his time, say becoming the world's greatest detective, being a master in just about any martial art you can think of, being at the peak of mental and physical strength out of every human on earth, inventing the bleeding edge of technology, being a master of science, biology, chemistry, psychology, physics. Trust me, I could go on and on. And really, he's just a guy who never gives up. That's what I think constitutes being a superhero, just someone who never gives up. And in the real world, when I say the word superhero, what comes to mind? Police officers, firefighters, people in the military, doctors, someone you may know personally. I mean, even the people who take being a real life superhero seriously, I think that's very super heroic of them to do because I know damn well neither me or you would be willing to do what they do, but let's focus back up real quick. You really don't think Batman is a superhero? I know sometimes people will think of Batman as more of a vigilante instead of a fully bona fide superhero with superpowers, but you gotta realize, this man standing at 6 feet 2 inches tall in most adaptations and anywhere from 200 to 220 pounds of pure muscle is standing amongst an entire fleet of what regular people would consider gods. He's putting in just as much work into the good fight for right as they are, and while he may not be able to do as much physically as the rest of the team, his impact overall is still the same. Doing everything in your power to help others. And matter of fact, let's talk about some of Batman's greatest feats since you want to think he's not a superhero. But remember, this is all fictional and all of these superhuman level feats are at the discretion of the writers. So whether it be the writers bending the limits of what this character means or us not understanding who this character is at his core, it's up to us to decide whether we think he's a superhero or not, which he is. But anyway, let's talk about the super heroic things Batman has done. Like the one time he dodged Darkseid's Omega Beams. The same Omega Beams that's supposed to make you become a past tense pile of ash. The multiple times he's outsmarted Darkseid, but the one occasion in particular where he rigged Darkseid's homeworld to explode in order for him to release Supergirl from being his personal slave. And this act, because yes, it was obviously all just an act, because Batman knew that bluffing his way to convince Darkseid that he would actually destroy himself and the entire planet would actually work. But that act got Darkseid to actually respect him. Respecting him enough to actually give him some praise for being willing to destroy an entire planet just to achieve success. And we can't forget about Amazo. Yeah, the android that had the capability to mimic any power from seemingly any superhero and yet somehow failed to realize that mimicking those same superpowers from those superheroes, he also inherited their weaknesses. But obviously our boy in blue knew that and took advantage of it and was able to force Amazo into submission until, well, he ran away like a little bitch. But moving on to his greatest feat in my personal opinion, his no-kill rule. Now, if you were placed inside his shoes being tasked with putting up with the most psychotic murderers, rapists, and superpowered villains, I know that you'd want to get rid of them. Permanently. But Batman doesn't do that. Batman doesn't make the easy choice and He has the hope within people and the power to restrain himself. The power to restrain himself. Just let that sink in, because we both know that in a real life situation, we wouldn't possess that same power to hold ourselves back from ever crossing that line. Put in his shoes, we'd pull the trigger. Every single time. But Batman has that power, that superpower, to never allow himself to go down into that place. But obviously, in his nature, no, he doesn't have any superpowers, but truthfully, that is his superpower. Being able to do all of what he does without being an alien from a distant planet, or being able to move faster than the speed of light, or needing the most powerful weapon in the entire universe. But like I said before, he's transcended what it means to be a superhero. And it just makes me think about all the people in the world that we live in, and for all the people that you know in your personal life. If any of them have had to lift an immeasurable amount of mental weight to overcome their personal trauma, or to go beyond their own personal problems to help others with theirs, I think they're a superhero. I truly do. And getting real for a second, not everybody is blessed with the psychological fortitude to overcome anything that's thrown at them. So to see these people in our personal lives that do possess that innate ability, they are and always will be superheroes. The same way Batman is a superhero. So don't let anyone ever try to convince you otherwise, because Batman is a superhero. Always has and always will be. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not exactly sure when this video will be posted, because as I'm recording it, it's the 20th of January, and so you may not see it for a while, but it's probably because I wanted to post a couple more car videos before returning to any Batman related stuff. And you know, about that whole thing, like, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where, you know, I know all the tall ceilings I have to reach, and I visualize this very tough road ahead of me. And I think about this one quote I heard, and it said, life is gonna punk you, and it's gonna say, do you really want this? And of course pertaining to your dreams and aspirations. But I think right now in my life, it's definitely punking me and asking me, how bad do you want this? How bad do you want this dream of yours? And it's really only a question I can answer by just doing it, you know? But just going out there and getting what I want out of this life, committing every single day to getting closer towards that goal. But, you know, it's just one of the many internal dilemmas that I'll have to deal with in my life. But, you know, snapping back to reality, I hope whoever sticks around to hear me just talk, like, just know, bro, like, I appreciate you like no other. And for the simple fact of, like, you know, you barely know me, and truthfully, I barely know you. You could have clicked off this video already. And, you know, even, like, you know, some people in my real life don't hear me all the way. Like, so for you to actually listen to what I have to say means the universe to me. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video though, and I'm sure you could kind of tell, but as far as the way I edited this video, I was definitely inspired by a lot of High Top Films videos on Batman, and you know, I tried my best to make it concise and make everything make sense. But you know, of course, we got a long way to go before we reach a point where he's at, but it's all in the name of experimentation. And speaking about experimenting, I had a comment on my short, on this one short I made. It was about this one part in Batman Arkham City, and the comment was like, bro thinks he has to use the whole minute. And it's just like, bro, I'm just trying to experiment, bro. Like, I'm just trying to do different types of videos and, you know, shit like that. And I'll see other creators, you know, do certain things, and I'm just like, damn, I could try and do that. You know, I can try and do what they did, but, you know, put my sort of spin on it, my own twist to things. And it's just like, damn, let's try it and see what happens. And that's all I really want to do. I just want to experiment. And as I said in the video about my car, I talked about not wanting to be creatively confined by any means. So, you know, please come to expect a plethora of type of videos from me. And really putting this into perspective, back in school, and you know, you may even be in school right now, everyone knew that one kid that was cool with everyone. You know, every group that was cool with the sports guys, the nerds, the popular kids, and the not so popular kids, the teachers, just the kid that everybody knew and respected. And, you know, I kind of want to be that in the YouTube world of things. I want to be that person you go to for Batman shit, for car shit, for clothing shit, for funny sketches, video essays, you know, short films, documentaries, like whatever the case may be. I'm just in the business of spreading my creative wings for everybody to see. Well, that's just about it. And again, I thank you so much if you made it to the end of my little stream of consciousness. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.